just take a second and just enjoy being champions. I'm serious. Like, just enjoy the moment for a sec. You probably already are. If you're a Liverpool fan, you're probably already on cloud nine. You've probably been celebrating wherever you are in the world, looking through all the brilliant moments that the players have had, all those kind of things. It's been coming for a while. And I think that's part of it, really, is we've expected this for a very long time. So it's difficult. You almost psych yourself out a little bit. The way that I was feeling yesterday, weirdly, when people sort of going, well, is it really that good? The way it felt to me was, I remember when I was younger and, you'd be going in for a test, like a school test, right? You walk into that hall and either you feel good or you feel bad about the test going into the moment, right? It's very hard to feel neutral. It felt like one of those tests where you walk in and you're like, I've just got this. I know what I'm talking about. This is my favorite subject. This is where I feel good. I'm going to go sit in that specific table. I'm just going to complete it. Yeah, all the questions, bam, 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 and we're done. Thank you. Out early. That is how it felt yesterday at Anfield. It felt fun. It felt enjoyable. It felt stress-free. It felt like a party. It felt so... You know what? It felt right in the moment. First of all, I was there with my dad, and I'm very grateful to be able to share that with my dad. I don't really talk a lot about personal stuff on this channel. I'm sure a lot of you haven't either. But the thing that really got me about COVID, especially when you have a parent who's, you worry that they might get it or whatever, and then the championship in that, was that I was really struck, and maybe you guys were as well, by the fact that I might not have been ever celebrating a title with my dad in my lifetime. Because, 30 years is a long time. And, I'm sure a lot of you have had experiences where you haven't had the person around that you wanted to celebrate with. Of course you want your whole family there. But what I'm saying is, like, it feels special to celebrate it out in a free, open environment where everyone can essentially just relax. And that's what Anfield felt like yesterday. It felt like the culmination of a very long time at Liverpool. This wasn't just one season. I keep telling people, stop treating this season as if it's just one thing. Not only us, but in also framing all of Liverpool's achievements this year and in previous years. It's about the context. And the great thing is about winning the league is you get the chance to frame that. It's not other people that tell your story, though there are, and on the internet, there are many, many people who will try to repeat your story, tell you your story, frame your story to make their story look better. We own this story. This is ours as fans. There were some brilliant moments yesterday in the stadium. We got a chance to pay tribute to Mo Salah, a brilliant, prolific player who really showed it against Spurs. I know Spurs pretty much gave up after we scored our first goal, and they'd kind of given up pretty much after they'd scored their goal, to be honest. But, as a match, it felt very much like an exhibition game. It felt like a formality. And Arne Slot said it afterwards in his speech. Everyone's been focusing on the Jurgen Klopp chant, which was, again, just a touch of class from Arne Slot, returning the favour, paying homage, the culmination of things, right? But this was him talking about us being collective together as fans, and the fact that as soon as he saw the players and he saw those fans, he knew we were going to win the game. Obviously, it's easy to say that afterwards, but it's a great, iconic, historic line from Arne, and I love the energy that he's bringing. I love that it's different to Jurgen. I love that it's different to what we've been used to, and I love that we're kind of getting used to that now. We haven't really had all that much time to be able to, I guess, shift towards Arne Slot, because it's gone from very intense to very intense. And that intensity has almost given us so little time to be able to reflect. And the surprise of the season almost gave us very little time to reflect as well, right? Like, we thought we'd be going for like a top 4. We thought maybe even top 5. And a couple of people maybe said, well, maybe we're an outside shout for a title. But I don't think anyone had us going like this. There'll be a betting slip somewhere that disagrees. But a majority of people didn't. And in fact, a majority of people from out the club said even worse than we originally said. So good luck to those people. It also shows that really in the long run, there is a plan at Liverpool. There is a vision. And that, winning the league is a very in the moment thing. But I think it shows there is something that we can all bank on. There is something that we can all buy into. The players know that. The players feel that. They've re-signed their contracts. They know it's worth staying at Liverpool, not only for the cash, but for the experience as well. And the story that they tell, the stories that we tell with them, are those things I'm going to get to celebrate with my dad. We turned to each other after the final whistle yesterday, and I remember my dad just saying to me, this is emotional. And we just sort of both stood there being grateful that we were not... It's not even about being in the stadium, though. It's very much about being in the stadium in my story. It's just about being around while those things happen. Whilst we get to watch Mo, while we get to watch Virgil, while we get the great characters. You know, it's great to talk about legacy. Mo's moved into the top 5 Premier League scorers of all time, all those kind of things. Those are brilliant moments. And I will, guys, we've got a month of videos to do here, so let's not do everything in one video. But it is more about this, the character of the side, the things that other people can't speak about on their channels because they are only listing statistics to you, or they don't really interact with the actual group. They just go, well, a Liverpool video would be good, so I'll do a Liverpool video. And it makes a lot of noise around the team. It means you have to explore these subjects where you sort of go, well, you know, what if Arsenal came? It doesn't matter. What matters right now is our side. What matters right now is our experience. Of course, the experience after the game yesterday was a very unusual experience. It was absolutely chocker outside Anfield yesterday. And I mean, like, I don't think the police had even anticipated or planned for that. When we won the COVID title, obviously less people were going to be out, right? This, everyone was out. There were old women trying to squeeze through. There were old men trying to get through. There were young kids. It was kind of a melee. It was kind of mayhem. It was sort of the worst thing that could have happened outside Anfield. And as good as the vibes were, there were a couple of people who got into a bit of a scrape. I wasn't there for that, but obviously I've seen some of the social media images and those kind of things. But there were also some people who were there just purely for vibes and loving it. And there's one thing existing in your city, right? But to exist in your city and that you own it, that you can climb on the roofs, that you can share a moment with all these other people, that you can flood the streets and just go to whatever your cathedral is, your church. There are many brilliant cathedrals and churches in Liverpool, but Anfield is definitely one of them. That felt special. And that, you know, I'm sure there were Aggie men there, and I'm sure there was a woman who shouted in someone's face, whatever, right? I'll acknowledge that to say they were in the minority. There were people who do panic a bit in the moment, but that isn't broadly representative of the fan base. Broadly, the fan base were just there to bask in that. And I think a lot of people probably look at, and I understand why some people don't maybe see me as the face of the fan base because of my, because I'm not someone who lives in Liverpool. I'm not someone who lives that like daily grind of elements of living in Liverpool, right? But when I see what the club represents to some people, and I see what the club represent to broadly our fan base, and that there are some people who just week in, week out love going to the game. That's all that they live for, or they love the community, or whatever those things are, those little moments that give them like a sense of meaning or a sense of purpose or a sense of motivation or all those kind of things. We're there to celebrate those. We might just, we're all there filming on our phones and filming on our cameras, whatever. We're all there to celebrate what the collective achievement of what Liverpool have done. And not only is that the team, but the fans and everything else. And what people have done is try to pick and diminish that story, right? Because that story doesn't resonate with everyone in football anymore. It resonates still, and we're lucky that it still resonates with our fan base, that it still resonates with our people, and that we've got something we can relate to and reach out to and feels real that we can hold on to and sort of point to our grandkids and go, oh, that was big in that moment. Do you remember? Do you know this? You weren't there, but I was. And let me tell you about it. That felt amazing, right? Because it did feel amazing. Anfield was special. And over the next couple of days, I will unpack that. I think right now, let's just enjoy the title, right? Mo's been prolific. Virgil was brilliant yesterday. Their goal came out of just us kind of relying on the fact they were going to be bad, and in the end they really were. But we scored some great goals. McAllister's goal was fantastic. Cody Gakpo was fantastic. Mo Salah should have had a hat-trick if it wasn't for Nunez or the ball going across the box. Even Darwin Nunez was every player was getting cheered. Trent got the Scouser in our team chant. Some people even dropped the rumours of Trent possibly staying. I think it was in the Gravenberch interview. Or it might be Cody Gakpo, one or the other. It was a Dutch player. I remember that. I haven't actually seen the clip yet because I was travelling at the time and I couldn't see it. But let me know. I think it was Gakpo. But they sort of go, Mo stayed, Virgil stayed. This is a massive advert for us as a club, for us as a team, for us as a project. Hey, we are a destination now. Other players around Europe will have looked at that and gone, I want to be praised by that. I want to be part of that experience. I want to know that people love me and that my marketing is one thing, my money is one thing, but my legend is another. And these people are going to build a legend with me. Do you know what I mean? They're going to make me one of them. And that is going to make me an all-time great. Someone who you cannot expunge Mo Salah's name from history. You cannot take Virgil van Dijk away. Now, that's the other great thing about this, right? And I mean this. I'm wagging my finger at the camera for a very good reason. This title win cements Virgil as the greatest centre-back in the Premier League of all time. It cements Mo with acclaim as one of the greatest attackers of all time. There's a plethora of those, but Virgil is the best. He's the greatest centre-back the Premier League has ever seen. And that's not even like an argument anymore. It's just, you've won two of them with different managers. That's the end of it. And part of that legend is that we were there to experience it, but also we helped make it. We make up the chants about him. We are there to support him in low moments. We stood by him when other teams possibly would have gone, this guy's injured, this guy's off, this guy's gone. Do you know what I mean? And I think that redemption arc and that relationship that we have and had with him it's so key to his career. You know, you can go to a whole bunch of teams and be brilliant, which I think he has been, but to do it at one club and to make that relationship with the fans because you were so brilliant, because they love you, because you won things, that's so important to a lot of players. I think that a lot of people miss it because they want to reduce this to business. They want to reduce this to contracts. And a lot of people are talking about that with Virgil and those kind of things. Oh, he just stayed for the cash. Yeah, these guys are rich. Now think about the rest of what we're doing. Do you know what I mean? So that's key. But it also makes us central to that. I mean, it makes you as Liverpool fans and me probably as a Liverpool fan as well, more central to the experience. Finally, there will be plenty more videos about why we won the title. We know why we won the title already, really, but there'll be plenty more to unpack over the coming weeks and plenty more to talk about the reaction. The party last night looked absolutely incredible. I had to get home because I wanted to come see my kids, but I also wanted to share it with my kids and also wanted to share it with my dad. We had a great family time doing that. That was amazing. Let me know your best memories from just being out there, from being out in the field, being out in the, that is beautiful. Anyway, it's my player of the match, by the way, and someone who, will very often get mentioned in the off-season now, McAllister. McAllister was absolutely fantastic. He dragged that team yesterday. They weren't kicking and screaming, but, he dragged the team to a very convincing win. And and Mo Salah was fantastic, but he was by far the best player on the field. He was world-class yesterday, McAllister. And I think very often it brings the world-class nature out of other players when you see one player that's world-class. That's why it's important to have Virg. That's why it's important to have Mo. People who set a standard, people who go to a certain level, people who perform at the highest level. That is really important to me. So, and I think it's really important to his Liverpool team as well, to see that, to feel that, to be that. When you can see it, it makes it so much easier for you to achieve it yourself. So let me know who your guy of the game was. You don't need to analyse a Spurs game. This team will be completely different in even just a couple of weeks. I'd love to know where you think we go from here. We will do the rest of the season video, probably tomorrow, maybe the day after. Probably tomorrow. And I appreciate you sticking around on the channel. Thanks for everyone who's been a big part of this journey this season. It's by far the greatest season I've had on YouTube personally, on my own channels. And I appreciate you guys being around for it. Thanks to everyone who's been part of the journey. There's a Discord down there. Go get in it. There's Patreon. Obviously, you're welcome to join that. Plenty more to come on there and on the YouTube channel. But let me know what your guys' greatest memories of the season. I'll put them all together into one video, and we will thrive and grow from this season. I'll chat to you guys in a while. Much love.